Dear audience, this is a presentation on benefit cost analysis of soil and water conservation technologies and watershed management projects. Now, what is benefit cost analysis? It is an analytical method for judging the economic advantages or disadvantages of an investment decision by assessing its costs and benefits in light of time value of money. The key word here is investment. Now, when we talk of investment, it means more than 1 year period. Examples are setting up a factory, building a housing colony, or executing a soil water conservation technology or a watershed management projects. For these cases, we need benefit cost analysis. Why? Because they have a certain peculiarity. In this table, the first column is the year, and it has been shown up to 25 years. Then second column is the cost, and the third column is the benefit. Now, in the first 2 years of this table, there are costs, heavy costs, high costs, but the benefits are not there. This is because when we are setting up a factory, we are building a housing colony, there are establishment costs, or even for watershed management, there are establishment costs. So during the establishment period, there is no benefit, but as we go over the years, these costs are reduced, and finally we get only the operational costs, and the benefits start appearing. And finally, when the production unit reaches its potential size, then the benefits reach to their maximum level. So in such case of scenario, where we are talking of many number of years, and in the beginning there are only costs, no benefits, and later on the costs reduce and benefits increase, we use the benefit cost analysis. Compared to a short duration one, for example, cultivation of wheat crop, the time period involved is less than 1 year. It has the costs are only one-time material costs, labor costs, and other costs. And in case of benefits, there are one or more products. To do the analysis of this kind for this short duration production system, the budgeting technique is used. Simply we add up the costs and add up the benefits, and those total costs and total benefits are used for doing the analysis. But similar approach cannot be used in case of the above table, where we have cost and benefits over a long period of time, because over a long period of time that concept of time value of money comes into play. So the difference between the two are cash flow. In case of investment, there is no cash flow in case of short duration, and of course the difference is in the duration, long duration and very little duration. The first step in benefit cost analysis is the identification and then the quantification of project benefits and outputs. It is important to know and remember that the outputs are generated over and above the benchmark survey. That is, only those changes that have occurred in the watershed because of the project are to be taken. So basically we are talking a difference between before and after project. So the additional outputs and benefits can be of different kind. The first kind is economic. They are very much tangible, they can be easily measured in physical terms, and they can be valued at market price. Some of the examples are the additional crop production from increased irrigation due to water harvesting, conversion of degraded wasteland into arable land, or conversion agriculture. They can give additional crop production. Similarly, additional crop production can be from plantation of trees, horticulture plants, grasses, and also from livestock, fishery, etc. The second kind of benefits are the protective benefits. They are intangible kind. They cover protections, preventions, and improvements in natural resources. Here the examples are prevention of loss due to floods and droughts, protection of land against erosion, for example gulling, increase of lifespan of dam, and increase in recreation value. Watershed can be good picnic spots, so they have a recreational value. Then the third one is the environmental. They are intangible, of course, and they cover preservation or improvement of biodiversity, microclimate, etc. Examples are biodiversity maintenance, protection of soil, water and air quality, better microclimate. Watershed projects provide all these benefits. The last one are the externalities. They are the secondary benefits. They are both tangible and intangible kind. They are off-site benefits. They are actually accrued outside the project area. As we move from the economic to the externalities one, it becomes difficult to identify them and more so to quantify them. But anyhow, for the project evaluation, one must try to identify the maximum number of these benefits and also to quantify them. Likewise, for cost also, we have to do, again, we have to follow the before and after project approach, and the different additional inputs and costs may be in the form of manpower, animal power, equipment, purchase raw materials. There will be more seed required, more fertilizers required, more manures required, and all other types of costs can also be included. The second step is after the identification and quantification of these benefits and costs is their valuation. Why we need to evaluate them? It is necessary to evaluate them because they differ in the physical terms. They don't have a common unit. For example, watershed production may produce additional 1,000 liters of milk and additional 100 quintals of wheat. We cannot add them. Watershed management may cause additional 100 kg of seed requirement and additional 1,000 units of electric power requirement. We can't add them. So the best way is to monetize them, and for the monetization we need their respective prices. A price may be a market price, that is the product, the output or input is sold and purchased in the market, so we have a perfect market situation, the price exists. We can also use spot and procurement prices. In case of imperfect prices, imperfect market, let's say, we can use the shadow prices, the subsidized prices of electricity and fertilizers, and if no market exists, then we can use the surrogate market price. For example, price of wheat straw can be used to evaluate the straw of paddy or finger millet or barnyard millet. We can also use the travel cost approach. But it's important to know and remember that only the constant price will be used of each input or output for the valuation instead of current prices. This constant price will be estimated based on the average of 5 years prices before the project initiation of that input or output. So why do we need to use the constant price? We have to do so because to remove the price effect for the true valuation. Now, investment, as already said, involves long period, that is many number of years, and over those many number of years the prices will change constantly, and that the change in those prices is not because of that one watershed management project, but because of the general economy of the country. So if we use those prices, then the benefits and costs will be inflated, not because of the watershed management project, because of the general economy. So constant prices have to be used, the price effect has to be removed. The data required for the benefit cost analysis is that for before project, data is collected only once, and for after project, it is collected every of the project life, especially of the implementation phase. And from the collected data tables are prepared year-wise. In case of benefits, for example, from agriculture, horticulture, forest sector, even livestock sector, first of all, we need to have data crop variety wise or animal breed wise. It is so because the input requirement varies from crop variety to crop variety, and their outputs also vary, and similar is the case of animal breeds. So data is to be collected crop variety wise and animal breed wise. Then average yield of the crop or of the animal unit is required before project, after project. The prices of course cannot be in before project, after project form because we are using constant prices. The average return can be calculated using the columns 2 and 4 and 3 and 4. Multiplication of column 2 and 4 gives the before project average returns, and of 3 and 4 gives the after project average return. Then data is required for the area that is under a crop variety before project and after project, or in case of number of animals also. Then gross returns can be estimated by multiplication of column 5 with column 7 for before project and by multiplication of column 6 and 8 for after project gross returns. In case of costs, again we have the variety of crop or breed of animal. The information that is used in the first column of the returns table will be the same in the first column of the cost table. Then we have the average cost of cultivation of livestock rearing at constant price of each input before project, after project. Then the area under the crop variety or the number of animals of a particular breed before project, after project. Here the data that will be used here in the cost table will be same as used in the returns table. Then the total cost before project can be estimated by multiplication of column 2 with column 4 and of after project by multiplication of column 3 and column 5. In these two tables, the figures in the columns before project will be same for every year of the project. That is that because these data tables are to be prepared for each year of the project, the before project's data will remain the same in each year's table, but the after project data will be as per that year's data. Before we go for the actual calculation of the benefit cost analysis indicators, some mid calculations have to be done. This is a hypothetical example of annual benefits and costs of crops and vegetables production at constant prices in a particular project year of a watershed project. Here the crops have been categorized under irrigated and rainfed because the input requirement of irrigated and rainfed crops is different and the outputs are also different. Then those crops which have been highlighted in green are those which have been introduced because of the watershed management project for crop improvement, and so their before project values are 0. Now the calculation for additional total cost is done by subtracting the before project value from the after project value of the total cost. And similarly for additional gross returns, it is again the same thing. It is a difference between the after project and before project. These figures are to be estimated crop production wise, the crop production activity wise, and then because they are in rupees term, they can be added up to reach to a total as given below with the yellow background. These figures of additional total cost and additional gross return, they will be used in the estimation of the benefit cost analysis indicators. So let me summarize what has been presented till now. The first is data of benefits cost is to be taken before project and after project for working out the additional returns and additional costs. The data of benefits cost is to be taken for each crop variety and also for each livestock breed separately. Data is required year-wise for all project implementation periods and beyond life years, and also data is required once for before the project. The project life will be the number of years the benefits are received and harvested from soil and water conservation interventions and created assets during and beyond the implementation years. There should be no price effect. Price of any output or input must be its average price over the pre-project 5 years, which will be repeatedly used in every year's calculation. The next step in benefit cost analysis is discounting. Because there is cash flow over the project life years, the benefits and cost of each year will have to be discounted for their respective present value in the first year of the project, factoring in time value of money. The discount rate that will be used will be the bank's interest rate for a very long-term fixed deposit. So what is discounting? It is actually reverse of compounding. Compounding calculates the future value of present money, while discounting calculates the present value of future cash flows. In this sense, they are reverse process of each other. It can be further explained with this hypothetical example. Under compounding, the question is, if a principal amount of rupees 100 is deposited in a bank account for 1 year at 10% rate of interest, what will be the total amount, that is the principal plus interest in the bank account at the end of 1 year of deposit? The answer is rupees 110. 100 for the principal amount and 10 is the interest rate from the 100 rupees at 10% rate of interest. The total is rupees 110. Vice versa, under discounting, the question is how much amount should be deposited today in a bank for receiving rupees 110 in its account at the end of 1 year if the bank's rate of interest is 10%, that is the discount rate. The answer is rupees 100. It is the present value of rupees 110. So now the third step of benefit cost analysis is discounting the value of project inputs and outputs. As I said earlier, the cash flow table is a list of the values of output and benefit generated and inputs costs incurred continuously over different years of a project life. And this was a representation of that cost table. Now, how we can use this cost table to know the project's economic performance? The first one way is the undiscounted measures, that is without taking into account time value of money. We can simply add up the cost at the end of the 25th year, all the costs across the 25 years, then all the benefits across the 25 years. We divide these totals, that is the total of benefit by total of cost, and the resultant figure, if it is more than 1, we say the project is economically successful. Another way can be we take the difference of each year's benefits and cost, and the values so obtained can be added across the years and then divided by the 25 years, that is the project life, and then we can say whether the project has been successful or not. The second way is the discounted measure, that is taking into account the time value of money. These measures factor in time value of the money invested in a project that is of long duration. The cost and benefits listed in different years except the first year are discounted and moderated to the first year, that is the present value of the project, to ultimately estimate their respective totals and evaluate the project. This is a table which gives the present value of rupees 1 in 1 to 25 years after discounting 8 at a rate of 8 to 30%. So it explains the discounting in a better way. So if someone wants rupees 1 at the end of 10 years with 10% discount rate, rupees 0.39 will have to be invested. Another example is, if someone wants 1 rupee at the end of 19 years at 8% discount rate, then rupees 0.23 will have to be invested. So basically they are discount factors which can be used for our analysis. The first indicator for benefit cost analysis is the net present value, and it is estimated using the following formula, which says every year's cost is to be subtracted from its respective benefit. The difference so obtained should be discounted, and such values obtained over the years are to be added up over the time period T. The final figure will be the net present value. In this formula, I is the discount rate and T is the total project life, that is number of years benefits are received from interventions and created assets. The thumb rule is higher the net present value, it is better. Net present value is measured in terms of rupees. The accepted project should be having a net present value greater than 0. If data is available even before the project is executed, and it can be analyzed using benefit cost analysis, and if the net present value comes to less than 0, that project should not be started, it should not be accepted. We can rank the project as per their net present values. So, to show the calculations using this formula, a hypothetical example has been presented here of a dugout pond small irrigation project. Under the total additional costs, in the first 2 years there are costs, but under the total additional benefits there are no benefits. Then from the third year onward, only the operational cost is there, that is the difference in the cost of cultivation of irrigated crop versus rain-fed crop. And in the total additional benefits are also likewise the additional benefits obtained because by cultivation of irrigated crop as compared to the rain-fed crop. So as per the formula, the differences have been calculated here. The discount factors are for 12% rate of interest, and the discounted net values are obtained by multiplication of column 3 with column 4. So we get these discounted net values. It can be seen here that for the same value of 4,700 net additional benefit, we are getting different discounted net values. It is so because they are of different years. If we add these values, it comes to rupees 2,271. So this is the net present value. It is more than 0, so the project is successful. The second indicator of benefit cost analysis is the payback period. It is the number of years after the project initiation when cumulative net present value is greater than 0 and thereafter continues to remain so. So the cumulative net present values have been estimated in the last column of this table, and finally they become positive in the 7th year. So the payback period of this project is 7 years, and this should remain positive in the subsequent years of the project. The third indicator of benefit cost analysis is the benefit cost ratio, and it is estimated using this formula which says every year's benefit is to be discounted and those discounted values of the benefits are to be added. Every year's cost is to be discounted and these discounted values of cost are to be added. The summed of values are to be divided, and the value got is the final value got is the benefit cost ratio. The thumb rule is higher the benefit cost ratio, it is better, and accept project only if benefit cost ratio is greater than 1. Using the same hypothetical example, with 12% discount rate, the present value of costs have been estimated, the present value of benefits have been estimated, and as per the formula they have been added, and when divided the benefit cost ratio comes to 1.13, which is more than 1. So the project is a successful one. From the same table, net present value can also be estimated. Instead of dividing, if we take the difference of those added values, it comes to the same rupees 2271. The fourth indicator of benefit cost analysis is the internal rate of return. What is internal rate of return? It is the discount rate such that net present value is 0, benefit cost ratio is equal to 1, or the present value of benefits is equal to present value of costs. As we go on increasing the discount rate, the net present value starts decreasing, and at a certain discount rate it becomes 0, and same is the case of benefit cost ratio becoming equal to 1. So that discount rate is the internal rate of return. Higher the internal rate of return is, then the discount rate, the better it is. With the same example, if we see with the 12% discount factor, the net present value comes to 2,271. But when we increase the discount factor to 20%, it becomes -786. So somewhere in between these two, 12% and 20% discount rate, lies the net present value equal to 0 or benefit cost ratio equal to 1, that it is 17.9%. So it is the internal rate of return of this dugout pond small irrigation project. Thank you for your patient listening. For further reading, the citation has been given here, and for any more details, please contact at the given email address. Thank you one and all.